everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie vlog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everybody doing this evening? What is going on? I've been reading the comments. Laura is here. Tina, yes indeed, I really hope all of the streaming issues have been fixed. Sorry once again for the movie stream this past weekend. There were some random streaming issues. I tried to troubleshoot. I reset my router, I reset my computer, I tried to update some settings on Streamlabs, so hopefully I was able to do something that is going to fix it. So please let me know. Obviously, it's good usually in the very beginning, but if it starts to do some random stuff as far as buffering and everything, please let me know, so that way we can get all of those issues addressed as fast as possible. Modern Dude Thing, what is going on? Laura, how is it doing? Laura's already said that she's got buffering. Dear Lord, this is insane. How? How is there already buffering? That makes no sense. I really hope you're joking, because I really can't. I seriously can't. Like, if there is buffering, please let me know. But if not, don't joke about it, because seriously, it's a very, very sore subject. Try putting it on a lower setting is pretty much all that I can tell you at this point. Peabody says, hey, Odin, what? No Peanut song? Congrats on 9K. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Indeed, guys, we have hit 9K. We have finally hit 9,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for your tremendous support. It's been absolutely insane to see the growth of the channel over the past several months. And, yeah, so hitting 10,000 before March is now within our grasp, which is really cool when you come to think about it. Post Dyer, what's going on, bruv? How is it going? Big Daddy Sunbeam, Hyperin, what's up, bruv? MCOC, what is going on, bruv? CT, what's going on? Modern Dude Thing, what's up, bruh? How is it going? Mr. Peabody says, all good so far. Happy 9K, says Josh. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Super, what's going on, Super? Hey, what's up? Congrats on the 9K. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Love. Much love to you. Thank you very much for the 9K love. 9K, 9K, 9K love. Post Dyer says, fine in Hawaii. That sounds good. Jeremy Swiggs, Odin, they are hoping you were in the buffering. I bet that they were. I bet that they were. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Well, that is quite an amazing name. Welcome to the channel, and how is it going? What up to you, good sir? Hyperin Vegeta, it's over 9,000! And yes, we are now over 9,000, which is insane. We're at like 9,030 now. That's totally insane, guys. Like, seriously, you guys are just amazing, and I love you. I love you. I love you. Damaj and I, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Congrats on the 9K, brother. Thank you very much, Damaj and I. Really do appreciate it. Dion, I have no issues and not have been having any issues with your streams. All have been good for a while. Thank you very much, Dion. Yes, I'm wondering if it might just be certain people's internet providers can't handle the stream that I'm putting out there. Can't handle the 1080p stream. So it might be an issue on your end if that is the case. Steph says, hello, sir. No counting the cookies tonight. No, Steph, we are starting something new. So we had some tracking down people's issues we had a giveaway not too long ago, and we decided to there were some issues behind the scenes, and so we re-gave out prizes on Saturday, and we had issues once again. So we're going to try a new system from this point forward. So basically, if you watch the streams, you gain cookies. That's how it's always been. And normally, you've only been able to use the cookies for voting on movies and things like that. But now, what's going to happen is that the more you watch the streams, doesn't matter if you donate or not, you gain free cookies just by watching. If you donate, you get bonus cookies. And then once a month, we'll still do our giveaway. Only now, it'll be whoever's there on the day of that stream. And then they can put however many cookies, or rather how many votes that they want into the giveaway. And then that way it guarantees that whoever wins is going to be in the stream and not somebody who donated, 2 months ago and then hasn't been around since. So that's the way we're going to be handling it for the future. Donald Hudson, I saw you earlier saying the Asgardians assemble. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Modern Dude Thing, should I subscribe? Yes, you should. Elder Kuga, what's going on, bruv? Hyperin, have you seen Glass Brutta? Not yet, dude. I'm so upset I haven't seen it. Alex Martinez, congrats on the 9,000. You will have 100,000 before you know. We'll see about that. We're still a long ways off from the 100K, but that's okay. 10K is my goal right now. Like, 10K is, to me, the biggest milestone, and that's when, once we hit 10K, I'm going to do a mega stream. I'm going to do like a 4 or 5 hour stream, and I'm going to do the very, very best that I can to do so. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. The Sanctum, hail Odin, congrats on the 9K. Well, Sanctum, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alexander, hey, Beardy. I will know I am sane when I can't look at anything involving SJWs without laughing. Not quite there yet. Antonio Rivera just says, okay. All right, bruv. All right, get better Fortnite, bruv. But anyway, got a couple of things. So the Rookie Critic, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. He said, only 9K. Psh, get that 20K by April. I don't know about that. Definitely know about that. It's already taken this long to get to 10K or almost 10K. So definitely not 20K by April. 10K by March. Yes, that I think is definitely possible. And then he says, at what point do you obtain access to the Bifrost? How do you mean access to the Bifrost? You need to be more specific with what you mean by access. Let's see. What we got here? What we got here before the chat jumps on me again? Which is it going to do? It's going to jump on me because it hates me. Eric K says, and I did tell you, Odin, that I would unsubscribe and go hunting for the 30 other subs to join us. Hey, man, you did, and apparently you brought him over because we just hit over the 9,000 mark, so you're awesome. Mountain Dew, congrats on 9K, soon 10K. Hope so. Hope so. You guys are all amazing, so thank you so much for your support. Let's see. Jeremy Swigs, does a Rose have Kylo chained now? 50 Shades of Ren. No, so what you're seeing right now, I mean, they should. I mean, let's just be honest here. If we're going to have Roselo, we might as well have the whole damn thing. But no, what we have here is Rose Tico is looking down upon Kylo Ren in disgust for his beta maleness. And then down here, we actually have a Han Solo dice that someone sent me. So very, very cool. Speaking of that, I've got something very cool to show the channel. Someone just sent me. I just got it today, so I will show that in a second. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions says, have you watched Brotherhood of the Wolf? Never even heard of that. What is that? James Harold, when are the Oscars, and are you still having the anti-Oscars get together? James Harold, damn right we are. The Oscars are going to be February 24th, which means the Wednesday Raven Awards are also going to be February 24th. Guys, if you want to vote in that, voting ends tonight. So basically the way it's going to work is that if you want to nominate anything for any of the categories, nominations end tonight. Once tonight is over the next couple of days, I'm going to, you know, get all the movie recommendations, sift through the trollery, get things together, do some counting, and then give you a final ballot. And then once that's available, I'll post that out there, and that way you can have your official vote on what you think the best movie, the worst movie, the biggest shill, the biggest NPC, the best writing, the special award, the Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson special award for crap world building. All of these things are on the table, and you will be able to vote for the winner, or in some cases, the loser. And that will be happening after tonight. So after tonight, all nominations. Again, anything that you want to nominate, get it out tonight. The links should be in the description for the video. Heimdall should be posting links too. Valkyrie should be able to post links as well. I've been trying to get that out there as much as I could. I posted on the YouTube channel on the community section a couple of times too. So if you have not voted yet, again, get your nominations out there. The ballot, the final ballot, will be in soon. So yes, it'll be the same time. We'll be starting right before the Oscars, going all the way through most of the Oscars, because the Oscars are way too long. I don't know if I'll be able to go on for that long, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see if you can motivate me. Suicide Grunt says, I recently destroyed an NPC in a school debate. That doesn't surprise me. The NPCs can't stand on their own ground. I mean, the NPCs are just ludicrous. Hypern says, random question, brother. What movie location have you actually been to? Example, New Zealand for Lord of the Rings. If you have, which is your favorite if you've had a personal experience? No, not that I can think of. I've been to some studios. For example, I've been to the California Universal Studios backlot tour where they did shoot certain things. On the tour when we went, they were actually filming a TV show. I lived in New York for several years, and so I was constantly walking by, active sets. So I've never actually gone to a country, though. I really would love to visit the Lord of the Rings sets because I hear it's amazing. I hear it's just one of the coolest experiences. That and Game of Thrones, would love to do both of those tours at some point because it sounds amazing. PB, what's going on, PB? Did you see the Captain Marvel Super Whammon spot during the Super Bowl? Yes, bigger, stronger, faster. I was just like, what are we trying? What are they trying to get at here? It was so bad, guys. The Captain Marvel trailer for the Super Bowl was so bad. It was just it was cringeworthy. That movie just, again, could the movie be great? Sure. They've given me no reason to think so at this point. And then when you understand the history of the Captain Marvel character from the comics, you even get more of the yeah, probably not going to be the best movie that they could go with. Patrick Duff says, have you watched John Talk's new video? YouTube is going to censor people by preventing people from hitting dislike buttons without giving an explanation. I did not hear that, but that is freaking hilarious. And also, to me, that is YouTube getting so salty because they have one of the worst videos on YouTube. They have the most disliked video in the history of YouTube. So it doesn't surprise me that they would say, no, we're going to disable the dislike button. It's like, just stop. Like, YouTube, you're already screwing up so many other things. You're already making it so hard for content creators to get their content out there in the first place by not having the algorithms work, by, you know, demonetizing videos for no reason at all, and then not giving an explanation as to why they're demonetized. And then when you decide to undemonetize it for any reason, you don't tell them why it was demonetized in the first place. Oh, and by the way, you know, all those views that you lost when you demonetized it, any ad revenue that you lost when you demonetized it, anything that may have affected your channel while it was demonetized, oh no, you know, don't worry about that. Yeah, that's YouTube right now. That's YouTube right now. And it's just, it's ticking me off, man. It's ticking me off. All right, guys. So if you've left a comment, I'm sorry, but the chat was too far behind for me. Anyway, Nerdrotic, thank you very much for the $9 super chat. Much appreciate you, brother. Guys, go check out the Nerdrotic channel. He is awesome. Really hope to be able to do a collab with him soon because he's just cool. He's awesome. Very, very good information as far as if you're a Star Trek fan. He is definitely a go-to person for that, but also pop culture stuff. He's awesome. Nerdrotic says, congrats on 9K, dude. Would love to talk some Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings with you someday. Dude, I would be down for that. You tell me the time and the place, man, and we should make that work because I can talk about some Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones, man. So damn good. And before I get too ahead of myself, let me give a shout-out to my patrons. So, once again, if you are a patron, and if you are a patron and you donate at least $1 a month, you get a shout out on every single live stream. So a huge shout out to A Great Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weeder Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Projar Sharif, Proper Jeremy, the DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. Thank you very much for being patrons. You are all amazing. Damn right, Nerdrotic, you just earned yourself some cookies. Guys, every time that you donate, you get bonus cookies. If you just watch the stream for an extended period of time, you gain cookies automatically. You can check your cookie count by just putting exclamation point cookies. It'll tell you how many cookies you have, and you can use those things. For example, on Saturdays when we do our movie nights, you can use them to vote for future movies. Also, if I ever do, the next time that I do giveaways, sometimes I'll do giveaways at random. I haven't done a random giveaway in a long time, but every month I do a major giveaway, and that is how you're going to be able to enter into those in the future. So you're going to want to rack up as many cookies as you can because the starting price will be a little bit high because I want to make sure I'm able to give preference to the ones who are consistently watching the channel and also to those who support the channel in other ways. Jeremy Swiggs, oh, bring it on. I would love to give reasons. I will rip each video a good one. Nice. Modern New Thing, why is she losing against Skrull when she can shoot lasers? Yeah, you see, here's my thing. Why is she hanging off of a moving train when she's supposed to be the most powerful person? Oh, but she hasn't hit her binary form yet. She's still learning. That's like the excuse I've been given. And the whole time I'm thinking to myself, no. She's shooting freaking laser beams out of her hands. She's punching a hole in the top of a train. She should be able to pull herself up after more than like 20 seconds hanging off of a train. That's what I have to say about that. It's so silly. 8-Bit Snake Boy, congratulations on 9K subscribers. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions, what is your favorite film? We have someone new to the channel. Always the same three. Casablanca, It's a Wonderful Life, 12 Angry Men. Depends on the day, but all three of those are my top 3 favorite films of all time. Alexander says, it seems PC culture is really NPC culture. Well, I mean, they're pretty much the same thing nowadays. Alex Martinez, can you go to Nidarville to forge a weapon that can control the NPCs? I wish I could. I wish I could. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. Soul Assassin, congrats. Did you see the halftime show? No, I didn't watch the halftime show because the WWE was able to offer me something to watch instead. So it was called Halftime Heat, and it featured a bunch of NXT superstars, and it was great. It was awesome. It was a nonstop action-packed match. It was fantastic, and I was happy. And then from what I heard about the halftime show, it's a good thing that I missed it, because apparently I didn't really miss anything. Patrick Maduff says, oh, and that means if a video has too many dislikes and you dislike it, you have to give an explanation as to why you dislike the video, which is absolutely ridiculous. I agree with you. You should be able to like or dislike any videos that you want. Again, there's trolls that come on my channel that just dislike, and then they leave a comment saying, oh, you're so wrong. And then it's like, dude, my video's been up for 5 seconds, and the video's 20 minutes long. How is it that you could possibly know what I said in my video when you obviously, like, the time just doesn't match up? It just doesn't work that way, man. It just doesn't work that way. Wolfman Creed, Game of Thrones should hire you to be a part of the show. You have the beard. Dude, if I could just be a background character in Game of Thrones, that would be awesome. And also, it would give me even more reason to not shave the beard, because, guys, just so y'all know, Freya is not liking the length of the beard, so it will be trimmed. It's not going anywhere. Again, I'll still have the beard, but it will be trimmed a little bit. Again, a haircut is in Odin's future. Again, Freya does Freya does have some control, and it will happen. However, I will fight for as much length as I can possibly fight for, and I will do everything that I can. Also, have no idea exactly when that's going to happen. But Neil, what's going on, Neil? So, Odin, what do you think about the old expanded universe? Thank you very much. So, yeah, it is in the title, and it is something that I want to talk about. So, I've been on a major Star Wars EU kick lately, and it's just, if you've never, because first off, I finished the Thrawn trilogy, which if you've never read the Thrawn trilogy, the first thing I would recommend is read it. But secondly, I would say, if you have the opportunity and some extra cash, buy the audiobooks. Or at the very least, go to, it's called Scribd.com. You can get a free month there, and you get access to like an unlimited amount of audiobooks, and they've got some really good options on there. But listen to them, because Mark Thompson, make sure it's Mark Thompson's version, he is not only perfect at doing every single original trilogy character that's featured in the Thrawn trilogy, but also he is so, like, his voice for Thrawn is now just, like, is iconic. Like, I just got to a part in Rebels, so I'm starting to watch Rebels again, too. And I just got to the part in Rebels where Thrawn is introduced into the show. And the voice is just, again, the voice is fine for the show, but I'm like, no. Mark Thompson's Thrawn, it's much more, it's just so much more civilized, but also menacing, and oh my god. But anyway, so I ate up the Thrawn trilogy. The Thrawn trilogy was fantastic. And so then I was like, oh my god, I need more. I need more of this story. I love Thrawn, and I need more of this story. I need more of what's going on. Again, no spoilers about anything that happens in those books. And so then I decided to listen to Outbound Flight. Unfortunately for me, it was an abridged version, which I didn't realize until like halfway through, and I'm like, oh great, I'm only getting like half the story here. But after finishing that book, I was like, okay, well, luckily there's videos out there that help to explain the things that are missing, and there's some pretty key things that are missing, because there were some things that happen in this, like there's a ship that gets attacked at one point, and there are people on it, and you don't know whether or not those people are destroyed, because the abridged version doesn't really talk about them. Like, they just don't exist anymore. And then when you read the explanation, when you read what's missing, you're like, oh, that's what happened to them. I'm not going to say whether it's good or bad, but you're like, that would have been nice to know, abridged audiobook version. It just makes very, very little sense. But that's the one I went to next. Outbound Flight was great because it not only gives you more information about the origins of Thrawn, so it kind of goes back in time a little bit to give you not only the origins of Thrawn, but also the origins of Juru-Sebaoth, which is, oh my god, like, Juru-Sebaoth is probably, I'm probably saying this name wrong because I hear it being pronounced in so many different ways. It's probably one of the most badass Jedi characters ever. I mean, he's so cool because he is so confident, he's cocky, he thinks he's the strongest Jedi out there, which is why he leans towards the dark side. Just his character arc alone in Outbound Flight, even in that very, shortened version, was just really brilliant to see. So, like, the ending that you have with that, with where they end that character arc within that story, you think, no, that makes total sense. Like, everything just fits together, and it just... Seriously, it just really bothers me that you have these stories out there. You have the Thrawn trilogy, Outbound Flight. Now I'm in the second book of the Thrawn duology, which is, again, continuing on basically where the Thrawn trilogy leaves off. It picks up from there, and it's great. Like, seriously, it's just so good. I'm already in book 2, and I'm loving it. And what you have here is you have some just great stories and great characters and great character arcs and great character building, and yet... the Disney-owned Star Wars just doesn't use any of it. And it just ticks me off. Like, when you, especially the Thrawn trilogy, when you read or listen to the Thrawn trilogy, the immediate thought you'll have, even after being like 10 to 15 minutes into the first book, you'll think to yourself, why in the hell didn't Disney try to pick this story up? God, because they could have made some small adaptations to try and make it fit, because Thrawn trilogy takes place, like, I think like 5 to 10 years after Empire Strikes Back, or no, rather 5 to 10 years after Return of the Jedi. And so they're still younger. Like, the characters of Luke and Han and Leia, they're all still younger. But they could have adapted the timeline and time frame to keep key elements of the story, but still had the characters and had some of the basic storylines. And seriously, Thrawn trilogy, like, I'm thinking about having, if we didn't have, sorry, I'm just getting ahead of myself here. Thinking for a second that we wouldn't have the sequel trilogy, we wouldn't have like Rey and Finn and just these stupidly like created characters with terrible arcs, and we could potentially have had instead Thrawn and Joru's Sabaoth and Talon Card. Oh my God, like, and that's just like to name a few. Like, there are just so many interesting characters. Even the minor characters have small backstories that are just so like better than anything, than any even of the main characters in the sequel trilogy have gotten to this point. And it's fantastic. It's so great. It's pure Star Wars, and that's why I love it. And man, yeah, those are the stories that I've dove into so far, and I know there's plenty more out there. And believe me, I think I have the Scribd app, and so I've got tons of books ready and waiting, like the Raven book I have, because I've heard great things about that. There's several Timothy Zahn books too that that he's written. So there's the newer Thrawn book, there's the Thrawn Legacy book. There's also one, I think it's called Scoundrels, which deals with Han Solo and his crew of friends. And yeah, there's so many things, and I am so excited for it. I mentioned this earlier in one of my videos where I said that I was on like a podcast kick for a very long time, like seriously, podcasts nonstop, day and night, wrestling podcasts, political podcasts. My life for the past 2 weeks has been extended universe audiobooks, and every time I get through a chapter, I'm like, God, this is so much better. This is so much freaking better, and they could have done so much freaking better. It's insane. Anyway, guys, that was a long tangent, so I am going to just skip to the most recent comments. So once again, I'm very sorry if I missed your comment. Please leave it again. I'll try to read it as best as I can. Let's see. Modern Dude Thing says, can you do the Chubby Bunny Challenge? Maybe one day. Maybe if we hit 10K, that'll be a part of it. Because I plan to hit, when we hit 10K, my plan is to have like a 4-hour stream, like probably on a Saturday when I'll be able to pull that off. But a very long stream, having some patrons present, maybe get a couple special guests, doing just crazy stuff. Maybe a little bit of gaming. Who knows? Like, I want to do a lot of things for it. So, and then Stephanie J, thank you very much. Also, Mara Jade. How could I forget about Mara Jade? Seriously, like, there are just so many damn good characters. It's insane. ABDR4 says, if you want to understand why Rogue One makes me so sad, read the X-Wing series. Okay, gotcha. Soul Assassin, I recommend you check out the Kenobi book. It's really good. That was one that was like on the recommended list, but I've been looking at the authors, what they've also written, and also just the scores for the audiobooks themselves. I'm kind of on a Mark Thompson kick as well, so I'm kind of only going to try and listen to Mark Thompson books first, because I think he does the best voice acting out of anyone, and that's where I'm kind of going to stand. Also, I have started Darth Plagueis, which I heard was one that I should start later because it's a little bit more dense, and I'm already really enjoying that as well. Rogue Baron, what's going on? Lethal Lightning, what's going on, bruv? How is it going? Suicide Grunt says, what would you think if Captain Marvel beats Thanos? I will fume silently and then tear the apart. If she just beats him on her own, if it's just that she's stronger than Thanos, then yeah, I'm going to be pissed too, because that's stupid. Like, I really do think that's stupid. Also, too, keep in mind that there very well could be the case, because, everyone was freaking out about the cat, and everyone's like, oh my God, it's not a cat, it's a flurkin. Because apparently in the comics, the cat is a flurkin, which is like an alien species that has like a pocket dimension in its mouth, and so it can teleport, and it can like produce like random things from its mouth and crap. Just to me, just again, as a non-comic book reader, I read that, I'm like, that just sounds stupid. So my thought is that instead of Captain Marvel being the one that beats it, it's going to be freaking Goose the cat. And Goose the cat's just going to open up its mouth, and then it's going to like swallow Thanos into the pocket dimension, and then boom, Thanos is defeated. And it's going to be like, Great. Thanks for that. I don't think they're going to do that, but if they wanted to end the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the worst way possible, that might be up there with letting Captain Marvel just win. Hypern says, spinoff movie to Unbreakable is on Beardable, the superhero critic with a cynic. What? That doesn't even make sense. Steph says, Odin is talking about Thrawn from the EU. No worries. Are the minions okay? Oh, Steph, seriously. Oh, my God, Steph. You need to read the Thrawn series. It's so good. If you want to fall in love with Star Wars again, trust me. Mark Thompson audiobook. Look it up. You will not be disappointed. Just get book 1. Start listening. Give it like 2 chapters. And if you're not hooked in 2 chapters, then I'm sorry I led you astray. But trust me, you'll be hooked after 2. Rogue Baron, can I be a special guest? So when the 4-hour stream happens, my special guests are going to be limited to like patrons, so people who support the channel, because I do have a special tier for people like that, and also people that I try and do collaborations with as well. So Reed Palancia, damn, thank you very much. Thanks, girl. Thank you for the Aussie $50. Reed says, great to see your channel grow. Love your cynic movie videos. If you can't tolerate critics, don't do anything new or interesting. Jeff Bezos. It is sad that critics of today are more about following agenda and not upsetting companies. No, I absolutely agree with you, Reed. And also, seriously, thank you so much. You've been so supportive of the channel. So I just want to send a huge shout out and thank you to you. Like, seriously, your super chats and all of your, just your comments and everything. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. But no, I agree. It's so interesting to see these comments of people who watch my videos, or at least they claim to watch my videos. And in the very beginning, I say, I am the critic who is a cynic. And they're like, oh, you're being so mean. Why are you being so down? It hasn't even come out yet. It's like, that's what I'm doing. It's because I'm going to give you my honest thoughts. I'm not going to be like a collider and try and watch the words that I say so to save my press pass. Or to make sure that everything is, that eventually Lucasfilm and Marvel and Disney are going to reach out to me. I don't care about that. I don't need to go to press junkets. Like, that would be cool, I guess. But at the same time, they wouldn't want me there anyway. Because if I'm interviewing a big Hollywood star and I know that they are liberal SJW hack, I'm going to ask them those questions and I'm probably going to get kicked out. So, at the end of the day, I'm not getting anything. I'm not losing anything, rather, that I would be, invited to anyway. Because again, I am all about honest reactions. That's why I told y'all, like, this is how I make my videos. I get home, I do a little research, I see, is there a story that I can talk about? If there is a story I can talk about, I like pull it up. If it's something that I think I might need to read first, like a little bit, I do. If not, I hit record and then I just start talking about the headline, go into the article, and then just give you my honest thoughts. And the reason why I do it that way, and some people don't like it, again, that style of video making is not for everyone, but the reason why I do it that way is because in my mind, I would rather be authentic and all over the place than a robot machine who plans everything out in advance with a script and with, carefully placed words and trying to make myself look better than anyone else. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to fall into those categories. There's some people who work that way, and I'm not trying to tear down those people necessarily. But I think that more people are wanting authentic reactions, true opinions, and not to, beat around the bush. If I think a movie sucks, I'm going to tell you that a movie sucks. Like, seriously, like, if you want the biggest test of that, almost everyone that follows my channel or that I'm friends with, like other YouTube channels, loved Aquaman. I still give it a C+. I stand by that grade. I say, hey, you know what? I think that you can have a good time with it. I think it's a damn good time, and I'd rather watch it over other films, but I stand by my grades. And that's why I will, be honest in every single review that I do. I don't write reviews. I don't say things because I think they're going to be popular. I say things because they're what I think. And if you like it, awesome. That's great. Seriously, like, I would love to have a conversation about why you agree. If you disagree with me, great. That's awesome. We can have a dialogue. We can have a discussion. Lee the Lightning, who I just saw on the channel, again, subscribe to his channel. He's awesome. We disagree on a lot of things, but we're able to still, like, be friendly with each other and go back and forth because we understand that at the end of the day, there are more important things out there. It's just hilarious to me that there are so many people, though, who can't see that for what it is. So anyway, great question. And Reed, thank you again for your support, and thank you very much for just being awesome. You are fantastic. Let's see. Modern Dude Thing says, Odin, to me, the Thrawn trilogy will always be the real sequel trilogy. No, seriously, absolutely correct. Laura says, check out the audiobook Death Troopers, so creepy. Okay, gotcha. Laura, again, Laura, it's a short story, is awesome. She not only gifted me the audiobook version of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, which is really good. It's a really good adaptation, gives you a lot of insight into that, because, with the movie, you get just what happens. You don't really understand what's going on in the head, and the book focuses a lot on just the psychology of what's going through Anakin's mind, what's going through Palpatine's mind, what's going through Dooku's mind, and it's just really cool to see it from dynamic. But she's also awesome because, as I said, someone did send me something, and it was indeed my friend Laura. So if you were watching this channel the last couple of weeks, I watched for the first time in my life a movie called Flash Gordon. And it was amazing. It was the perfect 80s cheese that I've always wanted in my life. And one of my favorite characters was Voltan. And if you know anything about Voltan, he's played by Brian Blessed. And that's the same person who plays like the head of the Gungans. That dude. And he is absolutely amazing. And so she got me Voltan, the action figure for Voltan. And I'm already, like, loving this. And she had a very, very sweet note. And it says here, who wants to live forever? Dive! Because he says dive in the best way possible. So anyway, Laura, thank you so much for that gift. Seriously, you're awesome. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, for everyone that recommended watching Flash Gordon, Gordon's alive. Brian Blessed is just so good in that. So damn good. Alexander says, I heard from Star Wars Theory that there's an upcoming Order 66 game, and he thinks it looks cool. What do you think from Disney EA? I'm not a gamer, so I really can't give much of my thoughts on that because I'm not a gamer. But Star Wars Theory is a really great channel. If you want someone who is going to be a lot more positive and have a more optimistic view of the future of Star Wars, even under Disney, Star Wars Theory is that guy, which is why when they went after his video, I was like, are you kidding me? You're going after someone who has stood up for you when other channels haven't. And so he's a good guy, though, so I would take him on his word on that. I bet he knows a hell of a lot more on video games than I do, for example. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's see. We got here a couple super chats. So, Mr. Pete Channel, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. Congrats on 9K, Allfather. Here is to 9,000 more. Cheers. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Pete. Needs 600 subs. So, go check him out. Give him some love as my dogs fight outside. Also, Raymond Hengehold, thank you for the $5 super chat. In a few years, my fan films will go on YouTube. In production now, 6 episodes about a Whammon Jedi turning to the dark side. Will you review when complete? Well, send it my way, and I'll think about it once it's done. I will not commit to anything now, but I will definitely think about it. Alrighty. So, let's jump ahead a little bit in the chat. Tina, I got that super chat. I got it. Modern Dude Thing says, what's your favorite DCU film that's not Wonder Woman? Yeah, no, it would be Aquaman. If you had to make me, so DCU, I take as starting from Man of Steel. So Man of Steel on, that's the DCU currently. I, at that point, would go with Aquaman. Gonna give it a C+, but it's entertaining. So even though I might rank a Man of Steel higher, even though I probably wouldn't, I'd probably actually give it around the same grade, if not a little bit lower, because Man of Steel, especially through age, hasn't aged very well either when you come to really think about it. So yeah, I would definitely put Aquaman as my number 1 or 2 if Wonder Woman was not in the discussion at all. So, P-Bye says, Laura also gave you the beard mints. Yes, she did. Laura's doing, talking about recently. So, she's giving me a lot of stuff. Guys, like, Laura sent me a crap ton of stuff. And she knows what she sent me, but I wanted to point that one out specifically. And Laura, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Gordon's alive! Steph B says, nice swag. Rhaegar Targaryen, I'm so glad you got to watch Flash Gordon. It's so bad, it's good. No, seriously, it is so bad, and yet it is amazing. It is everything you want. Left wing, dive! He says dive the same way. It's so good. It's so damn good. Alexander says, please replace those dreadful Soy Wars figures with Voltan. Eventually, when I open Voltan, I might. In fact, you know what? Since I'm already here right now, and I think he's got the legs to do it, let's go ahead and open up Voltan here while I read a few more comments. Greta, how is it going? Greta, guys, go check out Greta's channel. She's awesome. She's just like, if you want a more positive look on film, she's great. She's great with film theory, too. She does a lot of videos on film history and film theory, and she does a lot of work into her videos too, and she's awesome. She's fantastic, so go check her out. Give her some love. Suicide Grunts, my friends laugh so hard about the debate, it's hilarious. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet. Jeff Soul, what's going on, man? It's been a long time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Neil says, have a good night. Hope things go well. I'm off to rewatch How to Train Your Dragon. We'll have fun with that yourself. Random Nerd of Doom. What is going on, Random Nerd of Doom? Drop Productions. What is going on? Greetings, my lord. I just got in from a rainy day in sunny Southern California. I know, right? I lived in California for 9 months, and when it was raining, I'm like, I thought it never rained here. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is kind of odd. And then I realized, no, it just rains during the winter. You know, everyone else has winter. They have the rainy season. Random Nerd Houston, hey, Odin, did you know there was a 1990s Flash Gordon cartoon? I did, but I've never watched it myself. Laura says, rhymes with story glory. No problem, no problem. Hyman says, Oscar Isaac, Zendaya, and Javier Bardem are in talks for Dune. What do you think about this, Odin? I mean, overall, I like Oscar Isaac as an actor. I have no problem with him as an actor. I don't like his recent comments about what he thinks about Poe Dameron. Zendaya, I could do without. I thought she was passable. She was fine in Greatest Showman, for example. She can't sing live, so there's that. But Javier Bardem, though, yes. I think Javier Bardem is a wonderful actor, plays one of the best bad guys in the business. I would love for him to be in Dune. I think that he would be fantastic. Hey, Owen, let's talk EU soon, says Jeff Stephanie J. Will do. Modern Do Thing. What about no Aquaman and no Wonder Woman and no Man of Steel? The hardest choices require the strongest wills. Well, at that point, I choose to not answer because there is no movie that I like enough to say that nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen because guess what? There are a couple of things that I hate, and BVS, Justice League, Suicide Squad, I don't like. Like seriously, I don't ever want to watch those movies again. Man of Steel, you might be able to convince me to watch it again. Those other three, I will never watch again. Aquaman, I will watch again. Totally up for that. And Wonder Woman, I would be open to watching again as well. The First Ladies of Asgard. Suicide Grunts. Thoughts on Annihilation? One of the most overrated films of the year, as far as like the critics are concerned. So the first time I saw Annihilation, fell asleep about maybe halfway through. Literally slept through the entire second half. I woke up, and there were like crickets on the screen, I think. And I look over because I went with some friends. I look over them and they're just staring at the screen, and I could tell in their faces that it had just ended. And they were trying to figure out what in the hell had just happened. And the first word out of their mouths were, okay. I was like, did I miss anything? And they're like, no. So I decided to watch it again on my own, got all the way through, and I think it's pretentious, which is really sad because the guy that did it, Alex Garland, he also did Ex Machina, which is one of the best sci-fi films of the last 20 years, I would say. Seriously, Ex Machina is so, so good. That one was just bad. It was just really, really bad. I did not like it. I thought it was very overrated. Let's see. Alexander says, positive look on film. My problem with it right now tends to be the wide-eyed ravings. Like with The Force Awakens, when it came out, people like Jeremy are the way to go. Well, I mean, as I said, I liked Force Awakens. I thought Force Awakens had a lot of potential. I thought that had we not gotten Rian Johnson's film, I think Star Wars might be in better shape. Unfortunately, we did. Everything that Rian Johnson, decided just to tear down that JJ tried to build up, is just, in my mind, unrecoverable. Elder Huga says, with no Star Wars trailer during the Super Bowl last night, how much money will Episode 9 make compared to Captain Marvel? Well, I'm speculating. I'm starting to think more and more, and I have no proof of this, and honestly, I don't even buy it myself, but I'm starting to think more and more that maybe two options. The first one was one that was actually suggested by Greta, who's in the channel. Greta's great. She said this might indicate that they're going to push the film back. Now, that could be interesting. Like, what if they decide to push the film back? What if they're not getting the film to the point that they feel comfortable releasing it? It could happen. So they could push it back. And also, too, I'm suspecting there also is a higher chance than before they might be splitting it into two. Maybe there's so much footage and there's so much going on that they're actually just trying to come up with 2 titles instead of 1. Maybe that's why we haven't gotten a title release. Again, no proof of this. I fully admit that I could be wrong on it, but at the end of the day, the more days that go by, because we're 10 months out, and the fact that we're 10 months out, we don't even have a freaking title yet, let alone a teaser trailer, is very uncommon, I feel, for a Star Wars movie. And so I'm definitely not, definitely think there's a lot going on there. Force Ghost Jeremy, what's going on, bruv? Hello there. Proper Jeremy says, in honor of you reaching 9K, I'm giving you permission to put me in time out. Also, Casablanca's an overrated, boring, garbage tier, soy-based film. With Proper Jeremy, you can take that $5 super chat and you can shove it up your tail, is what I had to say about you guys. Proper Jeremy is one of the worst persons in the world. He's like crabs, where it gets everywhere. Like, seriously, it's annoying, it's itchy, it's irritating, and then it just gets everywhere. That's the Proper Jeremy. Like, Proper Jeremy is the crabs of the YouTube channels because he is literally everywhere. I'm kidding. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Oh, lordy, 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 lord. Let's see. Modern Dude think Batman vs Superman should have been one of the greatest films of all time. No, seriously. You have Batman versus Superman. It should have been great. I was so hyped for that film, and when I came out of it, I was like, holy crap, that sucked. And then everyone was like, oh, you gotta watch the extended edition, the Snyder Cut. It's so much better. I'm like, no. I've already sat through over 2.5 hours of crap. Now you're asking me to sit through 3 hours? No. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care how much the studio screwed it up. Not my thing. Random Nerd of Doom, what is going on? Hey, Odin, what if they decided to remake Flash Gordon and made it woke? Oh, God, I just accidentally gave Hollywood an idea of what movie franchises to ruin next. Oh, God, what have I done? Please, take it away, Random. Take it away. No, that should never happen. No, because we'll never in our lifetimes ever get, I want to make sure I'm not losing anything. Guys, seriously, when will you ever get this? You will never get a Brian Blessed dive. Like, seriously, you can't replicate this. I love it. Sultan. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, seriously, I really hope that that never happens. What do his wings do? Does his wings move? All right, his wings move. I don't know if they're supposed to. I think I broke it. I think I broke it already. I thought they were supposed to move, but I can't tell. I can't tell. All right. I'm just gonna leave the wings there. Let's not break it right away. That would not be good. I'm gonna hold on to Zoltan. He makes me feel safe. Super says Annihilation in a nutshell could have really used a boat. Yeah, pretty much. Laura says I've not seen Ex Machina. I'll add it to my much watch list. No, seriously, like Ex Machina is so freaking good. It is so damn good. Man, I need to restrict I should restrict those cookies that you just got. That is freaking ridiculous, man. Soul Assassin. Odin, it's 2019 and Ben Affleck retired from being Batman in the Batman Beyond show. Bruce Wayne gives up being Batman at the same time. Coincidence? Conspiracy? Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to bring him back for Batman Beyond. I really don't. Maybe they'll, I mean, if your thought is that they're going to bring in another actor to try and play an older Batman, I think it would be cool to get a Batman Beyond live action, but I don't know what they're going to do. Now that Aquaman has shown that DCU can be successful and make $1 billion, I think that they'll have a little bit more confidence going forward. But Edward Coleman, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Congratulations. But in saying that, I think you're too hard on Man of Steel. I think it's an underrated comic book movie, a debate for a different time. But what do you think about Michael Keaton coming back as Batman? If Michael Keaton came back as Old Man Batman and we got Batman Beyond, I would be all on board with that. Absolutely, hands down, would support that decision. Getting into the Man of Steel thing, you said a different debate for a different time. The reason why I don't like it is because it tries to be, and I know that Christopher Nolan was an executive producer, but it tries too much to be like, you know, Batman Begins or Dark Knight, things like that. It tries too much to be like those grounded in reality movies, and that's just not the style. And so I felt like that entire movie was a clash of styles that was going on. And I know some people might say, oh, that was the studio. That was the studio. That's why it wasn't as good as it could have been. That's why you need to see the Batman v Superman 3-hour cut. It's like, no. I've seen Zack Snyder's movies when he goes all Zack Snydered out. And if I like them at one point, I don't like them now because they don't age well. It's just, I can't do it. I can't do it. Greta says, I remember back in the day when they pushed back Harry Potter 6 for 6 months, so I think it's definitely a possibility. No, Greta, I think you definitely have a point. I mean, that there is a precedent for them to do that as far as movies are concerned. So who knows at this point? Who knows at this point? Still not in timeout. I'm really not sad. I can't put, the reason why is because from my window using Streamlabs, I can't put people in timeout. I can report you and block you, but I don't hate you that much to do that. Valkyrie, can y'all go ahead and put him in timeout, please? I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. We need less soy in this channel, and Proper Jeremy is soying things up. Laura says 2 movies would help them recoup that solo money. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Like $200 million is nothing to snuff at. 2 movies would fix that real quick. Valkyrie, thank you very much for timing out Proper Jeremy. I appreciate that. Take it. Take it, Proper. Modern Dude Thing. Have you heard the rumor title Star Wars Son of Darkness? Yeah, we've heard about that for a while now, and it does nothing for me. Again, I still need to see footage before. I need to see a trailer before I'm able to say, okay, I'm kind of excited for it, or I still have no interest. Like, I need more than just a title at this point. Suicide Grunt said, I heard what someone on YouTube said about Natalie Portman. He said that she screwed up her career by signing up to Star Wars prequels. Yeah, and she has an Oscar. So I would definitely disagree with that point. Elda Kuga says there's a special shampoo for that. Oh, really? Is there? Random Nerd of Doom. Oh, you forgot that crabs are cheap too and abuse sponges too by being bad employers. Oh, that's just reminding me about how we didn't get the SpongeBob song, because I heard about that after. Like, seriously, one of the favorite things that I saw on Twitter after the halftime show was everyone like, we didn't get, you promised a SpongeBob and we didn't get it. I'm also mad. Seriously, you promised SpongeBob and you didn't deliver. That is ridiculous. Give the people what they want. If the people want SpongeBob, you give them SpongeBob. Lord. Rhaegar Targaryen says, to be honest, you aren't missing much. The Snyder Cut doesn't really change the main plot. That's what, again, they're like saying, it's an entirely different movie. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't believe it. I've seen it happen before. Prime example, Kingdom of Heaven. The Kingdom of Heaven director's cut is a great movie. I actually like the theatrical release. However, I respect people who didn't like the theatrical release. Because there is huge differences in that one, to the point where it is actual plot changing in the bigger release. Hiram says, random question. When you see good cheese and bad cheese, how do you define it personally from your view on a movie? Also, how do you draw the line between the two? Good cheese and bad cheese? I assume you mean like if it's a cheesy movie. I don't really define it as much. I don't really think about cheese as much. Basically, there is... It's a good question. I guess for me, is the movie taking itself seriously? And if that's a yes, then I look into other factors. If it's a no, then I also look into other factors. A great example of that. The Room is a terrible movie. It's extremely cheesy, but it's trying to be good. Like, seriously, they made it trying to be a good movie, which is why I think it's even more hilarious. Flash Gordon. They were definitely embracing the campiness, and they do it well. So I feel like if you embrace the campiness, if you embrace the cheese and you do it well, I praise it. At the same time, if you're going for serious and you're ending up being cheese and you don't realize it or recognize it, that's also funny. If you're trying to force cheese and you don't do it well, that's when I would say, yeah, that's some bad cheese right there. That's some rotten cheese you got right there. Alex Martinez says, can you now dive? Yes, I can. In fact, I should like hold on to him every time, so that way anytime someone says in the chat, I can just go, dive! All right, let's see. My voice is going to be so lost after that. Donald Hudson says, at least we have John Wick Chapter 3 to look forward to. Damn right, man. Seriously, I watch those movies and hear Monty Python yelling, bring out your dead. Seriously, man. John Wick, oh, great trilogy. I haven't even seen Chapter 3 yet. Great trilogy. You can't judge a movie before it comes out. Yes, I can. I can say that there's a very good chance that this movie is going to be good. And I can say a movie looks like it's going to be bad. At this point, we got John Wick on a freaking horse. We've got John Wick with a katana on a motorcycle. What is not to be excited about? I'm sorry. What is not to be excited about? Please. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Modern Dude says the BVS film really should have been the greatest gladiator match in film history. Seriously, man. And also, what gets me the most, and the thing that they don't, no matter how much footage they add to the film, cannot take away, Martha, we have the same mommy. Like, seriously, the first time I saw the movie, when that moment happened, I facepalmed. I was just like, are you kidding me? Martha? Martha. Ugh. Mr. Peabody says, it's okay if you want to replace Rose with Voltan. It's like a mini you. No, seriously. I love him my Voltan, but again, I'm holding him, and it makes me feel safe. It's protecting me from the soyness of the Rose Tico. So, 8-Bit says, Flash Gordon is a product of its time. It'll never be improved for that reason. Same goes for Barbarella, which would be impossible to make nowadays. Anyway, that's a good point. Hybrid, Lord of the Rings Extended Editions beats out BVS Extended Edition even at 4 hours. No, every Lord of the Rings Extended Edition, which is altogether like 10 hours or so, I would rather watch than to see Batman v Superman's extended cut once. Because I love the extended editions of Lord of the Rings. They're just that good. They're just that damn good. And I love it. And I absolutely love it. Holy crap, guys. This chat is off the chain tonight. Man. Lord. Modern Dude Thing says, Odin, I'm sorry to break the news to you, but Ben Affleck is still Batman. No, he's not. Like, I'm pretty sure the story said that he's not Batman, that he's stepping down. And the reason why I think that it's real and why this isn't a fake news story is because Ben Affleck is having so many real life crises at the moment with rehab and everything. I just don't think he should be making movies right now, to be honest. That's the reason why I think it's real. So, let's see. Super says, Batman Beyond would be awesome, but Terry, the new Batman, I think would be really hard to cast. There aren't too many good actors in that age group. I think we would be good enough to a lead film. You know who would have been good if he wasn't already a part of the MCU? I think that Tom Holland would have been a great addition. I think that he would have done that role pretty well. So there's definitely some people out there, but they would have to definitely be careful. Random Nerd of Doom. Hey, Odin, what if they casted Ethan Van Sciver as Batman? I think he'd do a good job. Yeah, that is, your opinion. I love EVS. Movie Nerds, what's up, bruv? How's it going? Alexander, do you see all the movie bloopers where the actors mess up a line, then laugh it up for some reason? What are they happy about? I understand that. I'm not gonna no, Alexander. I understand that. As someone who I've done theater for 20 years. Like this year will be the 20th year that I've done theater, and so I know what it's like to be, especially in rehearsals, and you mess something up and it's funny. Like it's just because it's unexpected, and unexpected things can sometimes be really funny. So yeah, I'm definitely not with you there. Laura says, don't put anything up Proper's tailpipe. You'll never get rid of him. That's true. That is true. Suicide Ground says, oh, you thought that extended cut was bad? That was an unreleased version of Black Panther that was 4 hours long. That's as long as Return of the King. That would drag on forever. Oh, God, yeah. Never, ever want to see that. Ever. Ever. Alexander says, you know the people who say it's the fault of people like us that Lucas sold Star Wars because he got butthurt about prequel criticism. Yeah, I mean, I think he sold it because he saw a lot of money and he was ready to retire, personally. Rogue Baron, everyone was so mad that Reddit went down for about an hour. Damn, son. Soul Assassin. Oh, wait, is that about the Super Bowl thing? That's great. That's awesome. Tina says, but didn't get the NFL give you some half-naked tattoo dude instead of SpongeBob? Joking. I didn't even watch that garbage. Yeah, no, seriously. And then also, what I loved best was that an article came out trying to say, like, how is it that it's okay that Adam Levine showed his breast, but when Janet Jackson does it, it's offensive? And it's like, oh, shut up. There's so many other things you can be complaining about, and you complain about that. Super says, all we got was trashy rap and sell it alt rock, band gone pop. Yeah, I saw that there was some rap, and I was like, they need to stop doing this. Rap is crap. Big Dad Sunbeam agreed director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven is amazing. Yes, indeed. Alexander, when did Hollywood last condemn Roman Polanski? It's a very good question because Roman Polanski is definitely a sick dude. Mr. Pete says, you are tearing me apart, Odin. Do you understand life? Do you? Random Nerd of Doom says, hey, Odin, should Tommy Wiseau and Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson do a movie together and get Michael Bay to produce? Holy crap. If they came together, like in all seriousness, if that team came together, I would watch that movie. Only because anything with Tommy Wiseau in it trumps anything else. I would go to see an Ava DuVernay film. God, I would put myself through that nonsense to see Tommy Wiseau, as long as he's like a lead character with lines. Oh, man, oh, man. Modern Dude, can you put me in time out for expressing my opinion? I don't do that. No, I'm not that person that's going to put you in timeout for that. I'm going to put you in timeout when it's funny. However, sometimes the joke isn't always realized, as Laura can attest to, when we had a misunderstanding that led her to, like, block me on Twitter and everything. But now we're cool. I mean, obviously, like, she sent me Zoltan. Like, me and Laura are so cool. Laura's awesome, too. And we've been working out, trying to get work out on Patreon. We're going to have a Patreon exclusive live stream at least once a month. And it's really cool because Laura has a lot of things she really wants to talk about, as does Apos Dyer as well. So I'm very excited to get them into those discussions and to get that planned out. Let's see. Super says, haven't seen the movie in a while, so I can't share an opinion, but I was watching a review of Kingdom of Heaven, and the author said that the theatrical cut vilified Christians. Do you agree? No, I don't think so. I mean, I saw the original theatrical cut, and I loved it. As a Christian, as someone who at that point in my life especially loved the church history and loved the Crusades. Still to this day, Crusades, my favorite part of history to study. It's just so interesting. It's fascinating just to get into the mindset of the Pope of the time, to get into the mindset of these men who in many situations were trying to essentially attain salvation for having lived lives of deprivation. Now, obviously, I might be glorifying it a bit, but I also think that there are a lot of those stories to tell, as much as there are stories of, you know, ridiculous, crazy, bloodthirsty people as well. However, I don't think that it vilified Christians, and so I don't think that's the case at all. But the director's cut is better only because not only do you get more footage, but more things just make sense. And without the footage that they cut, it just is more of an incomplete story, I would say. So, Greta says, are you going to see Us? Probably. I really did like Get Out, and I thought that Get Out was a very good film. So I'm really going to wait and see what the reviews say. And it's really just going to depend whether or not I pay for it or not. That's going to depend on a couple of things. Because also remember, I don't like scary movies. Scary movies are, you know, they creep me out. They creep me out a bit. So I try to avoid them when I can. But I do like what he's done with it. So I'm kind of excited to see what happens. So I might. It's a very good chance. Very good chance. Tina says, stepped away for a moment to go vote for Odin Awards. She'll be right back. She's now voting? Seriously, Steph? Steph, if probably you're back at this time. Steph, seriously, you waited until the night that it's due to vote? What kind of a Valkyrie are you? Gosh. All right, guys, chat jumped on me. I'm going to do the very best that I can to catch back up. Wolfman Creed, Odin is probably the only one to buy a Rose Tico action figure. I didn't buy one. No, actually, this isn't just Rose Tico. This is Aussie Rose Tico. This is Rose Tico from Australia. So, yeah, my name's Aussie Rose Tico. Don't mess with me. Dive! No, I have Zoltan, so. So many great things. So many great things. Alex Martinez says, but can John Wick dive? Yes, he can if they kill his dog and steal his Mustang. Damn right he can. Seriously. Oh, my God. I want Zoltan to be featured in a John Wick movie. That's what I want to happen. Darth Hammer. What did you say? Martha? Martha is my mom's name. God, so stupid. Hyperin, if we saw apes with guns on horses in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, then I guarantee John Wick 3 will be filled with badassery. Damn right, man. God, speaking of which, the Planet of the Apes, the newer Planet of the Apes films, that's a great trilogy too. Alexander, isn't Batman v Superman about 20 minutes of Batman actually at odds with Superman, then they team up? Kind of. Yeah, it's really silly. Rogue Baron says, when I like the vid with all 4 alts, reality can be whatever I want. Nice. G-Monkey, what's going on? Odin, he says 2 words. Halle Berry is in John Wick 3. That has me a little worried. G-Monkey, I'm right there with you. I am right there with you. The only reason why I'm not as concerned as I was before is because she was barely featured in the trailer. She had a very small part in the trailer. So as long as that means her part in the movie is very small, they might be okay. But I will definitely agree with you there because Halle Berry is notorious for ruining films because she's not a good actress. Oh, no, you can't say that. She won an Oscar. She can't act. I'm sorry. She did. There's a movie out there. I want to say it's called Frankie and Alice. And she plays a woman with multi-personality disorder. And when I say it's one of the worst performances I've ever seen, I mean it is one of the most cringiest performances I've ever seen in my entire life. And from that moment, I realized, God, she really just can't act. How did she ever win an Oscar? But yes, I totally agree with you. I am definitely worried as well. Super says, as far as I know, he's just been declared as not taking part in the solo Batman film. I don't believe they made an official statement regarding the rest of the DCU. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It would make the most sense to me if he would be out of it altogether, personally. Random Nerd of Doom, 20 years. How old are you? I'm 30. Big 30. So I've been doing stage stuff since I was 10 years old. Soul Assassin says, EVS is Pie Man, and his sidekick is the Cupcake Kid. Thank you, Simpsons. Whoo, boy. And I'm a chocoholic. Alexander says, these are the Hollywood productions when they are doing the shoot. Okay. Don Hudson says, there are times I watch the appendices to fall asleep to from Lord of the Rings trilogy. I love those more than the Hobbit trilogy. And I mean, Hobbit trilogy, they try to do so much with the Hobbit because I do appreciate that they actually went into the appendices to get some like stories and characters and some plot points, but they try to do too much. They should have just made one movie, at max 2, and just focused on the actual Hobbit book. I think that would have been better. Instead, they tried to do too much, put too many characters in it. It's just not good. Patrick Duff says, Odin, which Batman is your favorite, not including The Dark Knight, Michael Keaton? If not Michael Keaton, if I could be obscure and go animated, I would say the Batman animated series from the 90s. Love that Batman. Very good. Darth Hammer says, Star Wars 9, the Phantom fan service. No, seriously, they're going to have to do so much fan service if they're going to want to get not only to break $1 billion, but also if they're going to want to get the audiences back. If they don't give the audiences what they want at that point, there is just no way. There's absolutely no way that they're going to be able to pull it off. I can't see it. Alexander, you see the picture of Oprah kissing Harvey Weinstein? No, it's not surprising. Let's go back to Laura. Laura says, hashtag bearded man bad. Dallas says, I just wanted to say Matt Damon. Oh, yes. It's been so long since we had a Matt Damon in here. Thank you very much, Dallas. Appreciate it. Rogue Baron says, if you like the Crusades and you want a good laugh, check out history memes. In all seriousness, Crusades are one of my favorite times of period as well. It's just interesting. It's fascinating. Not gonna lie, kind of part of me wants to be like in that time. If I could bring back modern medicine, of course, I would love. It would be cool. I don't know. I think it would be a cool time to check out for a short while. Super says, opinions on Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone reboot. The trailer was fine. I thought the trailer was fine, and as long as they remain true to the roots of the show, it could be okay. As I said, Jordan Peele, I like what he's doing. I like what he's doing at this point in time with the film that he made, and I think he's very talented. And I think that as long as he doesn't try and go too woke, I think that he'll be okay. But it remains to be seen. Tina said, I just voted tonight too because I didn't know it was due either. Fight me. God, my Valkyrie are just as the famous line goes, disappointed. That's me right now. Perth Comics, dude, where have you been, man? Perth Comics says, if you like the Crusades, you may like the Nightfall TV show on History Channel. It's about Knights Templar, and next season has Mark Hamill. I've heard about it. I just haven't had a chance to see it because it's on the History Channel. So hopefully it gets on to a streaming service soon, and then I'll be able to check that out. Elda Huga, EVS has a stash of Rostigos in his house. Yes, he does. He's got way too many Rostigos. He has an unhealthy obsession. I have a healthy obsession because I have an Aussie Rostigo. Random Nerve Doom says, hey, Odin, another name for Rose Tico is my cousin because my cousin in real life looks exactly like Rose Tico. And if I told my parents I hated Rose, they ground me for saying I hate my cousin. Oh, that's great. Random Nerd. I love it. Oh, that's great. That's so great. Oh, wait, I can do that. Okay, wait a minute. I think I may have figured out an issue to the problems that I've been having. So, oh, no, wait, never mind. It helps in some ways, but then it doesn't help in others. Because this chat doesn't jump on me, but it also doesn't light up the word Odin for me either. I wonder if I could fix that. Streamlabs chatbot is very, very good. Edward Coleman says, as a diehard fan of old school cinema, I am terrified of them rebooting the Twilight Zone. It was perfect in a single way. No, I agree. And that's the only reason why I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I don't like reboots in general. I think there are certain things that shouldn't be touched. Twilight Zone might be one of them. However, I'm intrigued. Color me intrigued, Jordan Peele. Color me intrigued. Eldic Hugo, you were born in 1998. Same here. Yeah, damn. 1988, bruv. 1988, bruv. Dude, you're like 30. That's what I saw. You're like a year older than me. I know, dude. Hey, how's it going? Do I look good for my age? Probably not. Greta says, I really wish we could have seen Guillermo del Toro's Hobbit series. I agree. I think that he could have done a lot of things with it. However, I do also think that we could have gotten some great work from Peter Jackson, but he decided to do way too much. Mox Rocks, that's a new name. Welcome. Odin, you need to put on the makeup and do streams looking like Odin the All-Father. If I had the capacity and the skill to do so, yes. I would love to do something like a Doomcock where it's like I've got like something that I can, you know, put my face behind. That'd be awesome. Rhaegar Targaryen says, my friend is betting that the plot twist in Us is that they are clones. Also, Battle Alita Angel looks questionable the more I see trailers of it. Dude, since trailer 1, I have no interest in seeing Battle Angel. It looks awful. You can't say that. I'm sorry. We made the eyes look big because we wanted it to look like the comic or the manga that it's based off of. And I'm just sitting there like, no. She's the only one that you've done it to, and so therefore it looks bad. It looks awful. Nope. That's one I definitely would like to skip. But of course, I'll probably end up seeing it. Might not pay for it. Super says, Kevin Conroy is the name you're looking for. Yes, indeed. Kevin Conroy, amazing voice actor for the animated series. CT says, what if they get the idea to make a woke Titanic movie? God. I don't know how you'd make it woke. I'm sure if anyone could figure it out, Hollywood could make it woke, but Lord. Hyperprin says, remember the orange man that David killed in The Unbreakable at the end? Hashtag orange man bad. Oh, that's a nice throwback. Suicide Grunts. I'm not sure if this is a good question, but what was the funniest death of Infinity War? Mine was Black Panther. I actually, to be honest, I laughed at that one because that was the one, when I went to go see Infinity War, that was the one that got the most reaction. Because there were people that were so invested that they were like, no! And Black Panther was the one that made everyone do that. And I was just like, Schadenfreude. It's great. Soul Assassin. Let's see. He says, History Channel back in the day used to have so many good documentaries about the Crusades and other events in history, and then it got woke. And by woke, I mean it started to talk about aliens nonstop. Modern Dude Thing, where do I go to vote on the movies? Steph and One of My Valkyrie will be posting that link for you. That way you can go ahead and take care of that for yourself. Because I'm going to close it. I'm going to see if I can close it at the end of this stream. Tina says, that's her on Odin's mic. She has this useless, pointless character in The Last Jedi. Okay, gotcha. Explaining certain things to people. I'm older than you, says Zen. I guess so. Guess so. Max, dude! Max, what's going on, man? Dude, where have you been? I know you've had school and stuff, but I've missed you. Dude, I finished the Thrawn trilogy. Freaking awesome. I've also, since then, read Outbound Flight. It was unfortunately an abridged version, but still fantastic. Drew Sabayoth is still an amazing character, and I'm now in book 2 of the Thrawn duology. Holy crap, man. Dude, seriously, where have you been? Let's see. Steph says, okay, talking to someone else instead. Alex Martinez, we need John Wick to come out in episode 9 to wipe out Rey and Kylo. Oh my God. Talk about, if you want to twist, if you want to subvert expectations and get a standing ovation from me, that is the way to do it, Alex Martinez. You are so right. Well, Gentry, what's up, bruv? But Odin, the big question you're yet to answer, though, is has your Aussie Rose Tika chucked another shrimp on the bobby yet? Yes, she has. Dude, she chucked those shrimps on the bobby every single weekend. And yes, only on the weekends. She's a classy lady. Post Dyer says, I think you missed this comment earlier, but you should go live for the beard trim. Well, since I'll probably be at like a location for that, it would be a little weird for me to do that as a live stream. So maybe not. Maybe not. I've said before, I think the only time I would ever shave my beard completely would be like for charity. That is something that I would live stream. Absolutely. I think that could be a cool thing. Maybe down the road. Maybe down the road when if the channel ever gets so big that we could make a huge impact on a charity, I think that is something that I would be totally down for doing for the sake of raising money for charity for sure. Random Narrative Doom says, do the makeup to look like the Allfather and poke an eye out. James Harold says, I'm impressed. You have a good Spanish accent. Well, thank you, James Harold. I appreciate that. Mech says, it's pronounced as manga, not mianga. I say manga. I say manga. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just trigger you? Manga. I'm sorry. Manga. It's a manga. It's a manga. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, Max. You're awesome. Super says, speaking of Del Toro, did you see the promos for Scary Stories to Tell Us in the Dark? Not a fan of horror, but it did kick my nostalgia into overdrive. A friend of mine used to read it all the time. I haven't, but is that the one, Super? Oh, wait a minute. He's doing that? Is that the one where there's the girl with the ribbon around her neck and then her head falls off? Holy crap. That's going to be so terrifying. That story has haunted me for years. God. Out of all of them, that one has always got me. It always got me because the whole time I'm like, oh, your head's going to fall off. Spoiler alert, by the way. Hybrid says, I heard the character is a Mary Sue similar to that of Rey. No pressure for a character. No pressure equals no tension. JG says, how villainous, Odin. Eldrick says, it looks okay to me as someone who has grown up with manga and anime. The eyes are a bit much, but hopefully they will finally make a good anime live action movie. Just as someone who is not into manga, hopefully I'm saying it right now, manga, I just, no interest. None. Who is your nemesis? UA. Probably. I don't know. There used to be a man named Nemesis08 who would be on the channel all the time. He was my nemesis for a while. I would actually say out of everyone right now that I have an actual rivalry with, Proper Jeremy is probably my nemesis. No lie. No lie. Proper Jeremy is the worst. Mech says, I'm glad to hear that you finally made progress in the Star Wars EU. Outbound Flight and The Hand of Thrawn are awesome. Seriously, like, I am loving the second book already. It's just so damn good. Also, I'm now in season 3 of Rebels. So I am making progress. Also, I finished dude, so much has happened. I finished Cowboy Bebop. Great series. And now I need to watch the movie because I know that they made a movie about it. Cowboy Bebop is an amazing series. I recommend that you check it out. The one critique that I have of it is that it was hard for me to see connections from episode to episode. They didn't flow as well episode to episode because obviously it was about a larger story arc than that. So I had a little trouble with that and following that, but overall, I no problem admitting that it was a great series. So, Random Nerd Doom, hey Odin, if I ever see Bradley Cooper on the street, should point at him and say, you the raccoon Bradley, because Rocket Raccoon is my favorite Bradley Cooper performance. Yeah, man, seriously, it is indeed a great performance. You are right about that. You are right about that. Dude, Max, so great. Bjorn, always great to see you in here as well. I know you've been in here for a while, but seriously, it's always great to see. It's always great to see the classic people coming out of the woodwork. Bjorn says, Odin, like maybe the Titanic feels that like it can be sunken and floaty at the same time, or maybe the Titanic feels like it is the iceberg. Yes, let's say that the Titanic identifies as a human and thinks it can float. Then, in my opinion, subverting expectations would have been having Rey turn to the dark side and Kylo returning to the light. Ooh, and you know what? That would have been a better story. I probably would have liked that. Super says, even though the History Channel's documentaries have pretty much died. Luckily, the YouTube has picked up the slack. Seriously, the History Channels on here are awesome. Very good to know. Very, very good to hear. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, my friend. I appreciate it. The chat is still very much backed up. It's insane. Suicide Ground says, even though Rey is a whammon, she will be no match for the patriarchy of John Wick. Even I, as a non-Star Wars person, would think that would be awesome. Yes, seriously, it'd be great. Wolfman Creek, let Proper Jeremy poke your eye out. Proper Jeremy, if anyone would do it, it would not be Proper Jeremy. Never. Out of principle alone. That man disgusts me. Outpost Dyer says, can you send me Odin's? Okay. Okay, and I think Outpost, I got your email too. Outpost, you have access to my email, man. Come on, man. Mech says, I'm triggered. I don't get triggered, but it's a personal pet peeve of mine when someone doesn't pronounce a word correctly, especially when someone says nuclear and not nuclear. Nuclear? Manga? Am I triggering you right now? Are you going off the deep end? Good. Embrace the darkness. Modern Dude, what movie do you think is the most unnecessary remake? Ocean's 8. No, Ghostbusters 2016. Ghostbusters 2016. That's my final answer. Elder Kuga, you said it right. Mech says, there's nothing in nuclear to pronounce that Q sound. I don't care what you say. Random says, hey, Odin, if you hate horror movies, what about a superhero movie like Hellboy? I do like Hellboy. I've seen the first one. I don't think I ever saw Golden Army, but the first one was okay for me. It was okay. Souls asking, great, you just reminded me of the girl who ties her head with a bow. Oh my god, so that is the person. That is the one. That is the thing. Oh my god, I don't want to see that live action. Even like an animated show would freak me out, man. That story every damn time. Oh. Stig Johansson. Stig Johansson. Johansson? Or is it Johansson? Stig, what's up, dude? Super says, to us anime and manga fans, pronouncing manga wrong has become like boomers saying Pokemons. Well, I think Pokemons is hilarious. Jagan, hey, Odin, how are you? What's up, Jagan75? Did you talk about the Super Bowl yesterday? Not much. I didn't really watch most of the game. I didn't watch didn't watch the halftime show either. I've already talked about how the Captain Marvel trailer sucked. It was stupid. It was awful. The Endgame trailer was fine, but it was unnecessary. Like, for me, it was a waste of money. Like, to me, it was like, nah, you should have taken the money that you spent on Captain Marvel, put it into your Endgame trailer, and given us a little bit more. That's what I think. Zen says, what was your favorite Twilight Zone episode? Oh, that's a good question. It's a great question. Guys, I love the Twilight Zone. Time Enough at Last is definitely up there. I also, Talking Tina is a classic. It's a great one. But definitely Time Enough at Last. I would say like my top ones are Time Enough at Last and The Obsolete Man. Those two, they also have the same actor in it, by the way. Those two who also played the coach from Rocky. Come on, you gotta get it, Rock. Same guy. Meredith Burgess is his name. Meredith Burgess. Guys, oh my god, Meredith Burgess. Every episode that Meredith Burgess is in Twilight Zone is awesome, is amazing. There are many amazing episodes, but Time Enough at Last and The Obsolete Man are my favorite. Obsolete Man is great because if you want to see like a huge critique and also a mockery of like communism and centralized authority and centralized power, and in my mind what a lot of the SJWs want, it's a great critique of it. I love it. So good. Outpost Dyer just emailed you the Star Wars novels I recommend. Awesome, Outpost. Thank you very much for that. It's Trap says, well then, my lord, all I have to say is, see you, Space Cowboy. Damn right. Ah, I love it. 8-Bit says, love the categories in your 2018 movie survey, most SJW screenwriter, etc. Wish I didn't have to crash out in the next few minutes. 8-Bit, man, it's okay. I understand. I'm not going to be on for too much longer myself. Maybe, I guess I got a little bit of time. Been out for an hour and 22 minutes. I can go on for a little bit longer. But no, yeah, like, again, remember also, guys, if you're filling out your ballot or your recommendations, your nominations is the more accurate term for it, you don't have to fill out every category. If you honestly don't know or don't care, you can leave it blank and just vote for the ones that you want. Most people have only voted, there's like 120 or 130 votes for Best Picture, and then every other category has like 70 or 80. So it's okay. It is okay. All right, that was a hypering comment before the chat jumped on me. Let's see. Hyra says, regarding about being authentic speaking, I have no doubt it is natural and awesome. However, if I was careless about remembering info like on a presentation, then sometimes I need side notes. No, Hybrid, I'm right there with you, man. I understand that there's gonna be times, like for example, when I do my podcast that I offer for patrons. Also, my podcast is now available to all people. So if you go to my Patreon page, even if you can't financially support it, if you follow me, you should now have access to my podcast episodes. And there should be a way for you to get a private link, an RSS feed, and you can post that into any major podcasting app. Like I think you can get it into an iTunes app. I use Pocket Cast. And so I did it myself, and I now, anytime a new episode goes live, it'll show up in the app. There is no official page on an iTunes, at least for this newer version. I do have an older podcast that's still available in iTunes, Google Play, etc. However, because of my patrons being awesome, what's going to happen now is that patrons will be able to tell me what kind of episodes they want to hear about and to get first dibs on the episodes themselves for the first week. And then after the episode's been out for a week, I'm going to then make the episodes public. So yeah, if you want more content. But for the podcast, I do sometimes have notes. And I understand that you definitely need that. But also, keep this in mind that I'm also a teacher. I've been doing theater for 20 years. So I have the ability, not all the time, because sometimes I definitely struggle, but I have the ability in most situations to be able to kind of speak on my feet and to hold facts and to pull random facts out of nowhere. But there's also times, too, where I forget things. That's why y'all are awesome, because y'all are able to say, this is what you mean, or you made a mistake. And I'm like, okay, I can admit that I'm not perfect. I am not perfect. I am a flawed person. Yes. Super says, you finished Bebop. My God, finally, the movie is great. It plays out like a mid-series episode. Highly recommend it. Well, can't wait to check it out. Cannot wait to check it out. Outpost says, I forgot your email. It's okay, man. It's all right, bruv. It's no problem at all. Random Nerd Doom says, hey, Odin, could I poke your eye instead of Proper Jeremy? I would let you poke it before. That sounded weird. I would let you poke my eye out before Proper Jeremy, but no. Super says, and I get what you're saying about it seeming maybe a little disjointed, but the objective was for the series to be largely episodic. Also, final thoughts on the Bebop soundtrack. Oh my God, the soundtrack was the best part of the series. Oh my God, seriously, I want it. I want that soundtrack. Rhaegar says, most critically acclaimed garbage film, easily Vice, hands down. Well, dude, nominate it, man. Alexander says, this one YouTuber, Thane Thrand, who tests medieval weapons, was taken down a while ago for a terrorist training. People lobbied YouTube. I believe he was on ban. Yeah, YouTube sucks. So, James Harold says, embrace the darkness. Zebulon Pike, what's going on, dude? Do you know Travis Elkins? No, I do not. Jagan says, did you know about the Steven Hillenburg tribute? He created SpongeBob and passed away a few months ago due to ALS. Many fans had a petition, and the Super Bowl saw it, but didn't play the song. Yes, I heard about it, and the talk was that Maroon 5 was gonna do it, and then they didn't. So it's interesting that more people were mad about that than almost anything else. And yeah. It's kind of, yeah. Oh, Jay, I know exactly. Sweet, sweet victory. Oh, my God. That's one of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob. Max says, I'm still not triggered, but now I'm laughing at you. Oh, really? Manga. Let's see how long you can last against it. PB65 watching. Yeah, smash that like button, please. It don't cost you a thing. Super says, dude, Golden Army is so good. Please watch it at one point. Maybe I'm a little biased because I grew up with it, but still really good. And with the reboot promos out, still think Perlman looks better. Yeah, overall, I don't hate the trailer that's out right now, so it could be good. Mex says, there's something on the wing. Something. That's another great episode, too. Edward Coleman says, you say you didn't like horror movies. What is your opinion of Sam Raimi's Evil Dead Trilogy 2 movies? So, I don't like Evil Dead 1 because it's too much of a horror film. Love Evil Dead 2 because it embraces the campiness a bit more and it's funny. And Army of Darkness is my favorite. I think Army of Darkness is fantastic. This is my boomstick. Shop smart. Shop S-smart. Jacob75 says, yeah, the game sucked and the commercials sucked, and Adam Levine of Maroon 5 went shirtless during the halftime show. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Super says, is it enough at last? Is time enough at last? Is time enough at last was great. Oh my god, it's so good. So freaking good. Abos Dyer says, as a kid, and now that I'm older, I have a nostalgia soft spot for Tales from the Crypt. Did you ever watch? What are your thoughts? I never got into the full series. I watched maybe an episode or two. I just never got into the show. It was never a show that me or anyone in my family. Sorry, Burgess Meredith. Sorry. Burgess Meredith. At least I got the names right. Maybe not the order, but I got the names right at the very least. At the very least. Oh my god, there's still these comments. That's crazy. Ugh. My eyes. My eyes. Zen says, I liked to serve man, the one where some lady finds out she's a robot her parents built. There was another one where the guy pretends to bring people back from the dead. Oh, yes. The robot one, yeah, where it's their auntie because their mom dies and they're freaking out because they're afraid that she's going to die. Oh, man. Guys, seriously, like, I'm saying these are my favorites, but there are so many good episodes. Like, seriously, there are so many damn good episodes. CT, hey, Odin, what was your favorite Star Wars The Clone Wars episode arc? I actually loved the younglings. I loved all of the training, the building of the lightsabers, having a little Wookiee as a youngling. I actually really liked that character arc. There were many character arcs that I liked. That's just the one that comes to mind immediately. I'm sure some of you are going to mention some. We're going to be like, oh god, yes, that one. Hamletshire89 says, the death of Stalin should help some SJW types at least think about the dangers of socialism. Yeah, and it's so funny because the death of Stalin, like the movie that came out last year, I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's amazing. And no surprise, it got shut out completely. And it's because, guess what? Stalin was bad. No, you can't say that. You can't say that. He was our hero. Suicide Grunt says, if you haven't seen the new Predator movie, don't. I did. I didn't hate it. Now, let me preface this by saying, it's not a good Predator movie. It's a fine Shane Black movie. And I watched it and went into it expecting a Shane Black movie, and I came out, pleased. It was okay. Random Nerd of Doom, hey Odin, could you watch some of my videos on my channel and critique me on what you think of them? Random Nerd of Doom, I would recommend what you do is direct message me on Twitter, and I will do what I can to try and watch some videos and give you some feedback. I can do that for you, dude. Random Nerd of Doom says, ha, in your face, proper Jeremy, I get to poke Odin's eye out instead of you. No. I said that you would be before him in the line, but you still don't get to. Teresa Martin, thank you very much. Teresa Martin's awesome. She's been around from a very long time. Donald Hustle says, a cut scene from the Ten Commandments is Moses holding the Pharaoh and yelling, let my people go, or the Pharaoh gets two to the head. Oh, yes. Oh, that'd be great. Super says, wait, Super said something. Super said something, and then the chat jumped on me. What's better, Sweet Victory or the Goofy Goober song? Sweet Victory. Mech says, try Harbor. MAGA. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I'm saying MAGA now. That's tricking people for a whole other reason altogether. All right, let's see. Kicked from Logan's live stream. EVS just went live. Man, he is just... I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts. Modern Dude says, would you rather watch BVS or The Last Jedi? Oh, God. The Last Jedi, because I think it's a little bit shorter. And that would be the only reason why. God. Elder Kyuga says, if there was any anime or manga you should watch or read, it would be Full Metal Alchemist for the manga and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood for the anime. Brotherhood is basically the manga in full. All right. Very cool to hear. Thank you for the rec. Hyperman says, best screaming quote, Gandalf, you shall not pass, versus unlimited power. You shall not pass, I think, is more iconic. However, the unlimited power is also great. Do it. Mech says, those are words of anime wisdom. Really, are they? Are they manga wisdom as well? Soul Assassin says, what's the one Twilight Zone episode where the women gets plastic surgery and end up looking good while everyone else has monster faces? Yeah, I forgot what it's called, but I know what I think it's like The Eye of the Beholder, I think may have been what that one's called. And yeah, so the whole society looks one way, and then to us, she looks normal. And she's ostracized because she is deemed to be ugly and imperfect. It's actually a very interesting commentary on beauty. And I think it is The Eye of the Beholder. Entertainment Hacker says, I finally got around to Odin's package, though nothing special but from Japan. Yes, Entertainment Hacker. And thank you again. I cannot wait to see what it is, man. Hamlet89 says, exactly. Donald Hudson says, Klaatu Veritas Nick. All right, I've said them. Oh, come on. I said the dang words. Honest. Yes. So good. Random Nerd of Doom. I don't have a Twitter. I'm scared of Twitter and Facebook. I have a Discord. You can private message me on Discord. And I also have an email address. Those are the only ways to contact me. Modern Dude thing. My house is on fire. Tina says, my baby sister is trying to call me, so I have to go. She's out in Washington State, and we haven't talked. Dude, Tina, go ahead. Go ahead. Again, we've got bots now that can keep track of the cookies and stuff. Exactly. Family comes first every damn time. Suicide Grunts says, I have to revisit Lord of the Rings. No, seriously, I do as well. Mech says, yes, they are words of manga wisdom as well. Listen to Elder Kyuga. Super says, I also strongly recommend watching the anime series Monster. It's a fantastic psychological thriller. Awesome. Zen Water says, there's one with Agnes Moorehead where she's mute. Oh, yeah, I forgot that one. WB says, Tina has to take a phone call. Yep, I heard, I got it. I see all. Random says, what is your Discord? Steph will go ahead and post to... Boom, there you go. Steph is taking care of it. Dude, Steph is on top of it. Boom. I caught up, guys. I am caught up. Woo. Gordon's alive. All right, let me see if I can... All right, I feel safe and protected now. The question is his foot going to fit? Boom. Look at that. Oh, his head doesn't turn, though. Maybe I can turn his body just a little bit. There we go. He's going to keep his eye on Kylo Ren. Boom. Gordon's alive. Dive. There we go. That's better. That's better. Thank you, Laura, once again. You are awesome. Oh, man. Aussie Rose Tiga has been dethroned. Soul Assassin says, Cowboy Bebop is such an awesome show that I wanted to be a bounty hunter until I learned that it's not the same as the show or Boba Fett. Dude, I totally understand where you're coming from, man. Because, like, those characters just make everything seem so, like, perfect. And, like, oh, man, this is the job that I want to get into. And then you're like, oh, wait a minute. I can't. It's not only against the law, but it's also going to be a little controversial. Hyper says, I don't mind paying to see Captain Marvel because at least I can bore myself to fall asleep in the theater. Hashtag shots fired. Bang for sleep. Man. Yeah, I'm going to probably pay to see something else and go see it just so that way I can get back to you guys. Hamlet89 says, holy crap, where'd you get Hawkman? This is Zoltan, man. This isn't just Hawkman. This is Zoltan. Gordon's alive. You can all thank Laura, it's a short story, who is not only an amazing, you know, subscriber, she's also an amazing patron. She's also just an amazing person in the first place and has been so supportive of the channel. And I just got this today, actually, and I love it because this is easily one of my favorite parts of the movie. Everything that Brian Blessed does in that movie is so damn good. I love it. No, I'm not going to throw Rose Tika to the dogs. This was a gift from Australia. This is Aussie Rose Tika. I can't just get rid of her. Modern says, can you seek in an Australian accent for the next 10 minutes? I could, but I'm not going to for the sake of my Australian fans. Edward Coleman says, you don't have to read this out loud, but I tried upgrade on Patreon. Was I successful? Edward Coleman, you changed it, but your payment had already processed. So the tier that you went to did not process for the month of February. However, it is changed, so that means when March comes around, it'll process then. I'll have to look and make sure, because I think that you're choosing just I think you're just choosing monetary value and you're not choosing a actual tier, because that's the weird thing about it, is that you can do a manual, you can do like a manual deposit or a manual donation, or you can select a tier and then do it through there. And so I'll have to check and make sure that you're on my list. Because obviously you're on my patron list, and that's active. But let me double check. Sorry, I just got another notification. Boom! Got a new patron as well. Also, guys, if you become a patron, please just make sure that if you don't want me to read a certain name, choose a nickname. Make sure you choose a nickname, because if you choose a nickname, then I can read that instead. Otherwise, I'm just going to read whatever it is that's on the stream. Yeah, because it says that you are indeed a patron. You were not charged the amount that you pledged during that time. And then let me just double check really quickly here. Let's see, where are you? Yeah, so you did not choose. Wait a minute. Okay, Edward Coleman, you have chosen. Okay, you are now listed in. Yes. You're listed in a category, so you did choose a tier, but it's not going to charge you for this tier until next month. So next month, once that process goes through, at that point, then I'll send you get the t-shirt, because that's a part of the tier, and then you'll also be able to come onto the Patreon only live stream on the channel as well. So you did do it successfully, but it's not going to process until March 1st. Let's see. Hamlet Shirt says, flying blind on a rocket cycle? Oh my god, that's right. Oh, there are so many great lines. Anthony Franklin says, has Aussie been deported? Not deported, just has been, she's been demoted for a second. James Darrell says, that action figure is more appropriate to your channel. I think so. I definitely think so. Voltan, definitely right, man. Will Gentry says, Zoltan. Is it Zoltan or Voltan? Have I been saying it wrong? My bad. No, it's Voltan. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, Zoltan. No, it's like, it's Voltan. I was correct. Voltan. Very nice indeed. So good. Hybrid says, Voltan looks like Birdman's gay brother. Sorry, don't get mad. I can see why you would say that. Zen Waters says, did you see the early 2000s Flash Gordon? Also, did you ever watch 90s Outer Limits? Nah, no to either of those. No to either of those. Super says, also, now that you're done the show, I can ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard did episode 23 Bebop hit you in the feels? 8. It was pretty emotional. But because it was so disjointed, it didn't. I think that if I were to have binged it all at once, I probably would have felt it a little bit more. But because it was so spread out, it didn't. Yeah, it's Voltan. That's why I was like, wait a minute, no, it's Voltan, not Zoltan. James75 says, I'm drinking Coke for now on. Pepsi has truly failed me yesterday. Also, an article titled, "Yes, Captain Marvel is a woman. They wanted to make sure we knew." I know, seriously, like that's as I have said. When people criticize me for criticizing the promotions and the articles, seriously, read the articles. How often do you hear first ever female-led superhero? Like, seriously, they cannot stop reminding people. It's insane. Martin says, I'd give you money on Patreon or Super Chat, but I'm broke as Spider-Man. Dude, no problem at all, man. Just you being here is good. Hyman says, what if Thanos was in Middle-earth? Do you think he would pose a greater threat even higher than Sauron? Yes, if you had the Infinity Gauntlet. Yes, if you had the Infinity Gauntlet. Bruce, hail Odin, hail you, Bruce. What's up, man? Will Gentry says, yeah, I misheard you as you saw recently my previous comment. Yes, I have. It's okay. Jack Sparrow. What's up, Jack Sparrow? How's it going? Odin rocks. Now you rock, bruv. Peabody says, keep the cards. They become collector's items too. The cards? Wait, like this? But I'm not much of a collector, to be honest. It is an exclusive edition. It is numbered. That is interesting. I think I'll probably take a picture of it. Otherwise, I'll just become a hoarder, and I already hoard enough things as it is. Suicide says, I am so happy that Lord of the Rings isn't being remade. Yeah, they are doing the series on Amazon, so I think that if they're gonna do it anyway, that would definitely be one. Yeah, that's the card. Okay, that's what I thought, but. Yeah, guys, check your cookie counts because we're about to wrap things up. Mech says, I'm hoping that Captain Marvel proves to be a dumpster fire that I'm expecting. Otherwise, I'm going to be very disappointed. It's going to be a race. It's going to be a race to see a car crash. No, seriously, I honestly think that because people are going to spin it either way. Because if the film makes more than my projection of 450, for example, they'll say, huge success. Broke the box office record for March. That's going to be... I'm guaranteeing you right now, if I can call anything right now, the #1 story that's going to come out of the opening weekend is that Captain Marvel breaks record. And the record that it's going to break is single weekend in March. And the reason why is going to be because I don't think a Marvel film has ever opened in March, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong here. So if that's the case, and no big movies tend to open in March, well then yeah, of course it's gonna make. And you know what, now that I'm thinking about it even more so, they chose March for that reason. So that it is guaranteed now, because it's an MCU film, it is guaranteed to be a record-breaking film. Oh man. Someone please let me know if I'm missing something here, because I think I just got onto something really important. Please let me know. Because that's insane. Hireman says, Infinity Gauntlet is greater than the One Ring. Eat your heart out, Sauron. I agree. Random Nerd, why do the SJWs act like Captain Marvel is the first superhero film? We'd already seen Celine from Underworld. Kate Beckinsale is total... All right, I'm not going to read that comment. Let that be your own personal comment, man. But no, seriously. Like, we've had so many strong female characters before. The reason why this one, and a lot of us have kind of speculated, why is she being so protected? And I think it's because if you do any research into the history of Carol Danvers from the comics, and you do history and research into how her character has been brought to the big screen, look up the Carol Corps. Seriously, look up the Carol Corps. And you'll see, oh, this is where this character's coming from, and that's why I should be concerned. It's really disturbing. Donald Hudson, you have a good night, sir. Thoughts on Venom? First 30 minutes sucked. The rest of it was fun. That's my thought. Patrick Duff says, I have some old Spider-Man comics from 18 years ago. They are far superior to today's comics. I would probably agree with you. Will Gentry says, hey, Odin, do you have any idea how many cookies I need to stop being a plebeian? It's hours. So I think once you reach 50 stream hours, once you've watched 50 hours of any, like, it adds up over time. Once you reach 50 hours, then you become a citizen of Asgard. And let me just go ahead and just check. The last time... Let's see, going into currency, as of right now, there are only 2 citizens of Asgard, and that is Mr. Peabody with 71 hours and Dave Bob with 64 hours. And then Tina and Steph are Court of Asgard because they're Valkyrie, but they have the most hours with 106 and 104 respectively. Heimdall has 59, of course, because he's a bot. CW Trixie is about 4 hours away. Donald Hudson is about 5 hours away. Hyperin's 5 hours away. Greta's 5 hours away, but she's already part of the Court of Asgard. Gentry is 7 hours away. Super is 8 hours away. Patrick Duff is 10 hours away. So once you reach 50 hours, that's when your rank will climb from a mere plebeian to a citizen of Asgard. So let's see what we got here. Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, 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 Lord. I am Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. I am Lord, yeah, yeah, yeah. Mech says, Odin the Cat had better be as good as the Mary Sue claims it is. That and Nick Fury better lose an eye. Yep. I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. Hybrid says, which movie meme is better? Legolas, they're taking the hobbits to Isengard versus Drax, why is Gamora? They're taking the hobbits to Isengard because it's a song. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. They're taking the hobbits to Isengard. I love that song so much. It's so good. Peabody says, Dottie is pregnant by Oscar. More Wiener Dogs production. Yes, Frank told me. And, oh my God, so many more Wiener Dogs. It's going to be insane. Bruce says, because she is Brie Larson. Yep, that too. Jagan75 said, they said the cat stole the show while watching the preview. Yep, the cat stole the show. Now, and now the defense is, well, she's not really a cat. She's a flurkin, and flurkins are special creatures and special aliens. And it's like, still, a freaking flurkin. Think of the optics there. A freaking flurkin stole the show in a movie called Captain Marvel. Not, hey, meet the flurkins. Random Nerd said, hey, Odin, who would win in a fight? Kate Beckinsale or Brie Larson? Kate Beckinsale, of course. I think she would whip her ass. Like in real life fight, yeah. Hamlet Shirt, sincerely congratulations. Really addicted to your channel and staff. You rock. Good night. Hamlet Shirt 89, thank you very much. Appreciate you, man. And thank you. Appreciate it. It's been an insane last few months. That's for sure. Super says, Odin, it's because it's comics, which is a predominantly male hobby. And I think, too, it's because Brie is the first outspoken feminist, unlike previous female superheroes. No, seriously, it's also because of the nature and history of the comic itself. Like, again, do your own research on that. I did a video. I've done several videos and where I kind of go into the history. I think it was my one from yesterday that I go into the most history behind it. And it really is kind of disturbing. Like, it really does leave a lot of questions for what the future of it's going to be. Abbas Dyer says, damn, Odin, I've been watching since September or October, and I'm only at 14.5 hours. I demand a recount. Well, Abbas Dyer, also remember that that there was a time, too, when I had to transition over from a other computer. So that is including the computer move and everything. So there's some people that you've probably been watching for longer than that, but within this new system, that is how long you are at. So I am sorry for that. Modern Dude Thing says, oh, do you think Civil War is better than Winter Soldier? No, I think Winter Soldier is superior. However, both are fantastic, and I love them both. Mech says, I watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World recently, and I forgot Brie Larson was in that film. She was completely wooden, emotionless, expressionless in that film. I'm not hopeful for Captain Marvel. Well, also, too, like, seriously, that movie fit her character very well. And she's not a bad actress. She's also not a superhero. And I think the reason why I hate the Super Bowl trailer so much is because the way that she speaks is like someone putting on such a fake front that they can't hide. You can tell that she's forcing it. You can tell that she's faking it. You can tell that she's not comfortable in the role. And if you're not comfortable in that role, then it's going to be danger, danger, Will Robinson. Apos Dyer says, hashtag rigged. Of course. Random Nerd Doom says, hey, Odin, if I become a citizen of Asgard, can I be Thor? No, because Thor is my son. Hybrid says, Chichiro from Spirited Away has more character development and arcs than Rey herself. I know this shouldn't be a comparison, but just saying. It's been a while since I've seen it, but yes. Anything Miyazaki is going to have more character arcs. That's for damn sure. Super says, dude, MSM, who cares? They're saying a creature appearing as a domestic house pet is cooler than a lady who can fly in space and shoot lasers. Again, I'm right there with you, man. Wool Gentry, well, she's been launched and canceled like 8 times or something stupid. It's clear that people do not like Captain Marvel. No, seriously, her character was rebooted. So here's the other thing, too. The movie is called Captain Marvel, which means it's going off of the Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers Captain Marvel, has only been around since 2012. Now, as Miss Marvel and Binary and other characters, much longer, back to the 60s. But as the current iteration of the character since 2012. Since 2012, it's been rebooted at least 4 times, from what I've been told from my comics people. And that tells me that this is not the story in the direction that you should be going in. Because if the story is not being sold and is not being accepted by comic fans, what makes you think that moviegoers are going to accept it either? That's my thought. Transitioning confirmed. Random Nerd says, what if Marvel did something where Thanos kills Captain Marvel, then uses the Reality Stone to bring her back as a different actress and made the character into 2008 Mrs. Marvel? That would be fantastic. I would be okay with that. Suicide Grunts, imagine if Godzilla is the second highest grossing of 2019. It has the potential. It has potential. Super says, oh, I know about Carol Core. I was saying my reason in addition to yours seems the comic pros and media are super defensive of superheroines because the media doesn't want boys to like comics. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. And they've gone on record to say as much. Peabody says, I enjoy every minute of being here, and maybe we get a wiener named Odin. That would be cool. That would be pretty cool. I would be humbled. Super says, just my opinion, though. I'm right there with you, man. Rhaegar says, which girlfriend was Bree in Scott Pilgrim? She was I think she was the sister, actually, right? No. The girlfriend, she was the rock star. She was the one that was dating the vegan. She was like the first girlfriend. Hybrid said the one that that Scott Pilgrim was in love with, and was sad that they had broken up. Hybrid says favorite Martin Scorsese movie. I'm torn between Goodfellas and Taxi Driver. Wolf of Wall Street. Love Wolf of Wall Street. I miss Lag. What's up? What's up, Brad Noble? How's it going, you freaking troll? Anthony Franklin, what's going on, dude? Odin, do you think Brie Larson Captain Marvel is more like a villain than a hero? No. Not how they're not gonna present it that way, I don't think. If that's what you're asking. Scott Gavin says, well said. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. Drunk 3PO, what's going on, dude? Will Gentry, Odin, yeah, I'm saying nobody is warming to her at all. Why the MCU actually listened to Carol Core is beyond me. It's just such bad. No, seriously, like, you have a small group of feminazis pushing for this agenda-driven character, and you think, oh, yeah, that's going to sell. And in the process, they might end up ruining the franchise since they've kind of already doubled down on her being the future of the franchise, of Phase 4. So, depending on what the movie does, it's going to be interesting to see if the character does as poorly as I think the character's going to do. And, you know, again, I don't think it's going to flop. I'm not at the point where I'm predicting that it's going to flop. However, I still also don't think it's going to be this huge box office success, as I say. Once again, it's opening in March. And the first weekend, you will hear this with no question, record-breaking movie. And the record that it broke will have been biggest March opening. Please give me another movie that opened in March that had a bigger release. And that will make that thought of mine go away. But until then, that's where my thought is. Rhaegar says, oh, spot on character then. Exactly. Super says, Odin, and to me, that's a sign of the downfall of the MCU. Alienating their core dedicated audience is a big mistake. I agree. Super says, and you know it's bad when comics fans don't like stuff because they're, in my experience, they're some of the kindest, most patient, dedicated folks. No, I agree. Like, seriously, they will go through the good times and the bad. Again, I had friends that were huge fans of Frank Castle, of The Punisher, and they went through the pain that was Frankencastle. So, trust me, I know how dedicated comics fans can be. It's really incredible. All right, guys, I'm going to start wrapping up the stream, so please hold off on any more questions. Hybrid says, wow, great answer. Didn't expect that. By the way, what do you think makes the battle of Helm's Deep in the most memorable battle history, from the tension, cinematography, etc.? Do you think movies nowadays lack? I mean, I think it's all those things put together, to be perfectly honest. I think that everything from a technical standpoint just works so seamlessly together that it's wonderful. Modern Dude, there should be a drinking game where every time you say no seriously, you take a shot. Love your channel. Well, thank you, man. Again, I can make fun of myself. I know I repeat words constantly. Eric Coleman says, Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, is going to make bank. Captain Marvel, so Shazam is going to make some decent money in the wake of Aquaman, but Captain Marvel, I think, is still going to make profit. How much of it is depending on the movie. Anthony Franklin says, oh, I mean, how the fans see her as a character, as her performance makes her so unlikable. No, again, as I said before, comic fans already don't like her. Yeah, there's people that are pretending to be excited for the movie, but overall, there's a large group of the fan base of the MCU, like MCU fan base, who's kind of like, I don't care one way or the other. And so, because you're having that right now, it's kind of a perfect storm for a potentially bad run and bad time at the box office for them, I think. Sorry, quick question. Do you like Narnia? That's all. Book, yes. Movies, like the live action movies, not so much. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. You're awesome. Let me go ahead and shout out my patrons one more time, since we do have at least one new patron. So let me just double check, make sure I get this up. So whatever the name is here is what I'm going to read. So a huge shout out to A Great Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Dave Bob, Delete System 32, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Frank the Tank and Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Greta Zenner, Harold Francis, The Hunky Chunky, Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan Jerembeck, Laura Story, thank you also, Jonathan Jerembeck, for being my newest patron. Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Pro Josh Sharif, Proper Jeremy, The DJD Show, Those Two Ball Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. Thank you very much. You are all amazing and beautiful people. I love you all so much. Good night, everyone. Good night, good night, good night. Hyper, no problem, man. I love answering questions. It's what I do, man. It's what I do. I love it. And guys, if you want to keep the conversation going, Discord, I got one. Steph's going to go ahead and drop a link to it. Go ahead and go there. Heimdall just posted. If you want to vote, if you want to nominate movies, get those nominations in, because after the stream is over, if there's a way I can close the voting, I will. If not, then I'm going to start to count titles and stuff and make sure to get a list together. So get those in tonight, because over the next couple of days, you will soon get an official ballot for the Wednesday Raven Awards. Anyway, guys, you are all amazing, beautiful people. Guys, also give some love to the Valkyrie. Tina is gone. She's, taking care of some family stuff, because family is important. But also, Steph is here. She's awesome. She's fantastic. She's an amazing and beautiful person, and she deserves your love and respect and your digital cookies. So go ahead and clap it up for Steph and Tina. If you can do the digital cookie sign or symbol, go ahead and do those as well. And guys, please come back tomorrow, where we will have the one-man low council before the high council. Come here, chill, have some fun, interact with everybody. It's a fun group. Can we do this twice a week? And then, of course, we have our movie night on Saturdays. And hopefully we'll have some more things in the future. As for me, and as for my new friend, Brian Blessed, dive! Have a wonderful night. And as always, guys, God bless. And let's rock.